Hello and welcome to Enfoque channel. I am Fausto Botelho, broadcasting from Brazil, and here in our channel we use our experience in technical analysis to try to extract logical indications about the future behavior of the crypto prices. We're going to take a look in Bitcoin and see what was going on last week and what goes on now. Last week we were forecasting that market could go up, but things have changed, and I'll show you why. Here we go. First chart. We were seeing Bitcoin like that last week, as I told you. And that was a resistance line breaking. The market had produced a inverted head and shoulders, a bear trap. The support was here when it produced the bear trap, and the market was drifting down. So we were expecting the market to go up, but not anymore, because because what happened to the drift is that it evolved into what I think now is clearly a downward flag. Okay, so that said, we have to, and the support level moved as well to the 6,000 level. So that leaves us with this descending triangle, which projects an objective of 3,000, which I think might as well be achieved. So, but we have to remember that on the long term, we're in what I think is wave 5 of the big bull market that Bitcoin is seen from its beginning in 2010, right? Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and wave now, and more than that, we're in wave 5. We're in wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, so we're in wave 4 of the big wave 5, and seeing this descending triangle. So what I've done is that I took this support line that was here, and I placed it back here, which it was at the beginning. So that gives us the possibility for the market to reach its level below 5,000 and eventually start going up in its wave 5 of wave 5. We have to remember that that's the wave where we could expect the bigger euphoria in the market. So we have to be alert in this final stage of wave 4. And another thing, which is with that I mean, at any time wave 4 can finish. Okay, and another thing we have to keep an eye on, and it's going to be time now, as I suppose the 6,000 level is going to be breaking. It's going to be broken. Is the possibility for a bear trap to occur again? We've had already one, and I'm going to be showing you guys here now. Over here, we had already a bear trap that happened here. So the market had touched this level. It was at that time, it was not 6,000, it was 6,300. He had touched it once, twice, and 3 times. And then over here, right? Then the market broke the support level and re-entered the support level, producing also a inverted head and shoulders, right? that projected the objective of these small inverted head and shoulders upward, but the market just touched the resistance line of the supposed descending triangle, and then it came down, drift, and now that drift transformed into a bear flag. So we have to be alert on the possibility of happening that. And it could go as far as 5,000 and then come back. It would also mean a bear trap, depending on how much time it happens. Anything that happens with a break of the 6,000 level and a re-enter in this area should be considered very, very, very much bullish, because guys, indications in technical analysis are cumulative. They add their importance to the next one. So if you have a false indication, and then you have another one indicating the same point, you better believe the second one more than you believe the first one. So the second indication is always more important than the first. And if you have a third, don't despair, it's going to be even more important than the first one. Okay, so with that said, we're then to resume. We're expecting Bitcoin to break the support of 6,000, and then the technical analyst will be in alert, because the technical analyst junior is the one that expects the indications to happen in the chart and then try to analyze them. The senior is the guy that whenever the market reaches a very important support level or a very important area, or better saying, a good contest, he expects to see something important. He is on the wait to see a technical analysis indication. And that's how we're going to be looking at charts every day and night from now on to see what goes on. Of course, we have to sleep some time, right? But, you always have to go to the bathroom, and then you can take that small look. I've decided that it doesn't harm my sleep. I can easily take a look at Bitcoin while I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I go back to bed and I sleep. So no problem. We can monitor the market, right? Okay. Do you think I'm too crazy? No, just a little bit. Well, I'm a crypto guy. What do you want? Okay. So let's take a look at 40 coins now. Quickly, and I'll be showing them quoted in Bitcoin, because here in the channel, the idea is that we're living the Bitcoin standard. So we think on Bitcoin, we think on raising the amount of Bitcoin that we want to have, right? So we see charts quoted in Bitcoin. Whenever one of these charts tell us it's going to go up, it means that this specific coin will probably be outperforming Bitcoin. So we use our Bitcoins, buy this coin, and at the end, you're going to be able to, whenever you sell that coin, you're going to be able to buy more Bitcoins than you had before. So we're going to be looking quickly in these 40 coins, starting with Bitcoin Cash. And here we go. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash in Bitcoin just broke the support line, is accumulating here in what I think it's a sort of a rectangle or something. So we're expecting this support that was found in 0.0796 to be broken and the market come down to this next support. See here, next support level, which is 0.067. Now, ADA, Cardano, we're sort of drifting after having broken this support And as we're touching these guideline of this downtrend channel, we might, well, we're waiting to see if eventually we're gonna have a sort of a bear trap here. We're keeping an eye on that, but if it doesn't come back upwards in this resistance level, it will probably be going down to this next support level, which is at 1200 satoshis. Sorry. EOS. EOS gave us this hammer here, but it's accumulating before it goes upward in this very tightened resistance line. Nothing to do with EOS, right? It has reached so far the first Fibonacci retracement level of this upward movement, and it's sideways. So taking a look at EOS, but nothing special. Now Ethereum just broke, well, not just, but it broke this very important support level and flagged down. Is probably going further down to its next support level, which is at 0.036 Ethereum per Bitcoin. Now I want to show you guys this chart to see how serious, how bad are things with Ethereum. This is Ethereum and divided by Bitcoin. No, this is Ethereum in US dollars. Ethereum US dollars, where you can see that it broke this very important trend channel and is apparently flagging down. This is Ethereum in Bitcoin. Ethereum in Bitcoin has this wonderful upward channel, and it also broke its support line, and it's accumulating below the support line. So I think it's probably going further down. Now, IOTA in Bitcoin, flagging down, probably going to its all-time low below 5,000 satoshis here, a little below 5,000 satoshis. Litecoin had this wonderful resistance line, slightly bended downwards, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's something to be respected, right? And then it gave us a beautiful bull trap. You see, it broke this line, came down, made a pullback to this line, went up, wasn't able to make a new high, reversed, re-entered the line, the support line, giving us a wonderful bull trap. Then it accumulated on this rectangle, broke the line, and here it goes down the hill, and nothing to say about it. It's probably going further down. Nothing else to say, right? Well, Monero heroically tried to reverse when it reached this important support level here, but it didn't go up, and so it's back to retest the support line. Nothing to comment besides that. Now, yeah, Ripple, take a look at that. Ripple, my friends, has reached a objective line, which is the percent change of this downward trend, projected downwards from the top here that we had in April. So whenever it reached there, it reversed, and then it's flagging up. So I think it's probably going to be going to its resistance line. And so what you do is that you get out of the daily chart and go to the 60-minute chart, where you can see this beautiful, what have I done here? This beautiful pennant, see? So you're not trading in the pennant, you're trading actually in the daily chart. That's what I advise, especially if you're not the expert. Stick to daily charts. Don't try to day trade. No, don't try to day trade, especially if you're new in the market. The market is not a place where you're gonna make money. The market is a place where you take the money you already have and then you invest. Investing in crypto sometimes can produce some very good rewards. But the first thing is to take care of your risk. People are very afraid of losing people are very afraid of not winning, but they're very little afraid of losing what they have. So think of the risk first. Use stop orders. Think of the risk and stick to daily charts. Okay, I'm gonna be producing some videos on risk control, which is the most important thing. So back to Ripple. We're seeing here the lovely resistance line above which you may eventually start a long position. Now, if you see the market break this resistance line, don't forget that if you're looking at an hourly chart, you have to wait for the hour, for the close, for the market to close. And if you have, as I'm showing you here, a important resistance level given by these two bottoms here, three bottoms and two tops here, maybe we should wait for another hour to see the market breaking this resistance line, right? And then you would be having an enter which was only 3.7% away from the place where you could put your stop. Okay, so we're keeping an eye on Ripple, and eventually we're going to be making a call if in the next hour, for instance, the market breaks this resistance line. Stellar. Now back to, we're back in the daily chart. Stellar is accumulating in these 1, 2, 3, 4 last 5 months in what I think is a symmetrical triangle or a pennant, and it's now testing its support line within an accumulation that resembles a downward flag. So I think 0.2 is going to say goodbye, and Stellar is coming to the objective that can be projected from this pennant, which is its height. That would be about this, projected downward from the vertex. That would be more or less on here. So you know, you don't have to think too much. You're projecting something like that downward from here, from somewhere here, but then you reach 1.1, which is a very round number, and it you know, it's right on a support, a small support level here. So how about projecting it to 0.1? Good enough, isn't it? So we're going to be doing that. Yeah, projection is 0.1. True USD. True USD is, that's a 60-minute chart. It's a stable coin, which is the exact reverse of Bitcoin in dollars, right? So what we're seeing here is an upward flag, and what we're expecting is that this upward flag results in the breaking of the resistance of this upward triangle, ascending triangle, and the market going further up to this level here that can be projected with that, and that would be 36,000 satoshis. Okay, now next, Bitcoin Gold. nothing before it breaks this resistance line, right, in Bitcoin. Now, Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is doing this different accumulation here, megaphone accumulation for some, and it usually reverses, but it could also be an accumulation to continue the downward movement and bring it to the next support level, that is 0.0013 here in these bottoms, right? But very hard to analyze. So let's move on to Zcash. Zcash broke this support line and is accumulating in what? Do you think it's doing a double bottom? No, I don't think so. I think it might even go back to this level, but then we're going to call these, we're probably going to be calling that a rectangle, and the market is coming further down. Verge. So far we've seen only one altcoin that could give us a reward in Bitcoin, right? Verge, well, someone could call these an upward flag, but there's a very small mast here. But yeah, it could be an upward flag, but it's very close to these resistance levels. So before it gets there, there's nothing to be done, okay? That will be a 15 upward move, and you have to put your stop 22%, so forget it. 22% away, right? Now VeChain flagging, probably flagging down, and that's because market broke this support line, and if we measure this first downward movement, we're gonna be seeing that it reached its objective. But yeah, but then you could consider that as a top, and you'd have another objective that would be around that's 100,000, that's 10,000 satoshis, that's 12,500 satoshis. Yeah, 12,500 satoshis. Okay, so that's where I'm expecting VeChain to go. Tron is testing the support level, accumulating. It might go back to its resistance line, but nothing to say, not before it gets there. Quantum, it's on the downside of this, on the guideline of this downtrend channel, and it gave us a reversal candlestick pattern, a piercing pattern. So eventually we might be seeing Quantum go up to its resistance line, the first one, then how about little flag here, and another upward movement to the long-term or medium-term resistance line, and we would be talking about an upward movement of 60-70%. So yeah, it would pay for us to take a look in the 60-minute chart, and well, I'm seeing some small liquidity here, so I'm gonna pass on Quantum, and I promise you next week I'll bring you the real liquidity. We don't have time to see liquidity now. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that was because I was showing you Quantum in dollars. It reversed. I don't know why. It's shown before. Coins in BTC are always before, not this one. So it gave us as the reversal, right, in this very nice contest, which is the all-time low level. Gave us almost a engulfing, but that's a piercing pattern, and it's coming back and it's testing it. Let's take a look, see if we I can see any reversal, but you see very small liquidity too, so better stay away from quantum, my friends. And now ontology, and we're almost getting there. Oh yeah, ontology is testing this resistance line, accumulating in what I think is a flag. So what we do again, we go to the 60-minute chart and keep an eye on this pennant here, okay? Whenever it breaks, it's a good opportunity to buy, and we can see a lot more liquidity here, right? If you don't know what I was talking about when I said about liquidity looking at a intraday chart, but whenever you see just dots, it's because in a certain period of time, in a certain hour, the market had just trades. That means high, low, and close in the same level. That means low liquidity, right? So whenever you see these kind of chart, it has low liquidity as compared with ontology, this kind of chart in the 60-minute chart. And the lower you go, the more you're going to notice that. I'm on 50-minute chart now. Okay, so next one is what have I done here? Let me organize that again and go back to what I'm seeing now, right? Okay, they're organized in alphabetic order, and we'll go back in all them again. Bitcoin, gold, we've seen. No, Binance, we haven't seen Binance. It was not organized. Binance is testing the support level. Binance and BTC, always in BTC. So far we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe, have we had wave 5 already? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I think there is a wave 5 to be expected in Binance coin, and wave 5 would have an objective of 0.01. So if we see a bottom here, it would be worth to try to buy it, because there's a 583% possibility of gain if we're right about that. Coin was created here, right? July last year. First upward movement was of around 1,850%. The second one was about 1,000%. And this one would be another 1,000%. So what we do, we go to the 60-minute chart and take a look at that. Keep an eye on that. Is it already doing it? I don't know. But, you know, if this resistance, let's zoom it up. If this resistance line here in 0.0015 is breaking, you know, you could buy above this small resistance line or level, or better, buy it above 0.00152 here. And eventually you would be placing your stop 4% below, which is very good, right, for a bet. You have to regulate the size of your position. That's the most important thing. I said most, you know, the most important thing you have to do is to regulate the size of your position in order to lose only what you can afford. What you have to lose in order to go towards your dream of making, what is it? What is your dream, my friend? What is your dream? What are you doing? What are you doing in the area? Remember that I said here, it's not a place for you to make money. It's a place for you to bring your money and make much more than the usual options that you have in the financial market. Okay, so but you have to you've got to have a target. You know, what is it that you want? 100%. For 100%, you must get if I'm not wrong, 5.95% a month. 5.95% a month. You're gonna make some trades during a month, right? So how much are you gonna risk if you're willing to win? How much of your capital you're gonna risk if you're willing to get 5.95 or 6% a month? Think about that. And if you make a 6% a month, you're gonna be making 100% of your capital in a year. Mr. Warren Buffett doesn't do that, you know. He does quite less than that. So you don't have to risk too much. Don't risk too much, because if you risk too much, you're gonna lose, and you don't want to lose, because if you lose, it's gonna be showing in your computer, game over. Game over. And you don't want that, right? So make your calculate the size of your position in order for you to lose no more than 1% of your capital. And you're going to be playing the game, you're going to be happy, you're going to be surfing these beautiful wave of the cryptos, and you're going to be there in the game for that time when one crypto is going to put 1,000% in your pocket. How's that? Huh? Let's go. Back to business here. I'm keeping an eye on Binance. Yeah, indeed, I'm keeping an eye on Binance. Oh, no, not here. Now, Dash. Yeah, Dash. Well, so long, farewell. Dash in BTC is going down, just broke a support line. Nothing to say about that. Ethereum Classic, we've talked about Ethereum Classic already. NEM, nothing to say about NEM and BTC. NEO is probably going down to test its all-time low in 0.002. Okay, so nothing to say about NEO 2. MySGO is probably going down to test its all-time low. No, it's actually not its all-time low, but it's next very important support level at MySGO and BTC at 44,500 satoshis. But well, no, let me reconsider that. Let me reconsider what I've just said. And let's take a look at the 60-minute chart. And let's take a look at this resistance level here. Well, it's actually breaking this resistance level. If we go back to the daily, we're going to be seeing it testing this support line here. And depending on what happens at 9 o'clock, which is in another 2 hours and 10 minutes, we might be seeing a hammer in a support line very away from the resistance line. So eventually the market is going to be touching, is going to go for an upward ride to touch the resistance line, and that's 60% away from where we are now. So maybe it's a good idea to, and I'm going to write that down. Sorry, fellows, because I hadn't seen that. And I'm thinking, I can't trust my memory. So OMG, take a look at OMG. It's written on my piece of paper here. So something to be considered, right, guys? We're talking about OMG in BTC. Okay, now back to ontology. We've seen ontology, its upward flag. We're keeping an eye on it. Okay, 60-minute, that's where we were, right? 60-minute, this support line is in the wrong place. This could also be in the wrong place, better to be here. Why do you do that, Fausto? Why do you keep that away from the, where the limits of these, away from the limits of this resistance line? Because, you know, the closer technical, how do I call this? Factors, technical factors. That's a technical factor. A top is a technical factor. So the closer tops are more important because they're more fresh in the people's minds. So I tend to, privilege the closer in time tops in terms of drawing a resistance line. Okay, so this is it. Keep an eye on that, but because we're seeing that, right, and having seen that, we can project an upward objective that would be over here, and would probably take the market to this resistance line here, which would mean from now on a little bit further up on around 116%. So yeah, friends, good to take an eye on ontology, right? It just gave us another upward movement. Yeah, it's what I do is that I project the mast of the flag upwards again, right? So I'm going to write that down to ONT, OMG, ONT. The O's are performing, eh? Now, quantum. No, at quantum we said about the lack of liquidity of quantum. Tron, I think we talked about Tron already, but sorry about that, folks. That was my brother. So, nothing to comment on Tron. VeChain, last but not least, VeChain, nothing to say about VeChain. Verge, we've said already. Zcash, we talked already. And that's it. No, that's not it, because now we've got the other altcoins. I'm showing you now this. So Icon has a good possibility of reaching its support level. That's 45% away, friends. So what we do, 60-minute chart, take a look at that, regulate this resistance line here, and you know it looks like a flag. You can use the first and second support level in the hourly chart to place your stop, which would mean you could eventually get in here and put your stop. Well, that's 8% away. Not as good as the other ones that we've seen, right? But so that's it. Back to hourly chart. Ooh, Lisk. Well, we just made a call on Lisk today because of that. It was breaking its resistance level with a pennant, right? So what would we expect? It's a little late for to enter now, right? So I recommend you sign our product calls down below in the description. You have the link. But we could expect it to go as far as this. That would mean 40% upward movement from now on. Still to be achieved. Decred, nothing to say about Decred. Zilliqa, upward flag, possible upward movement of 58% to its resistance line. Okay, Bitcoin, nothing to say about Bitcoin. It looks like it's flagging down. Eternity, testing again the support level. If it goes to the resistance line from here on, we would be talking about 30%. Not much. Byton, nothing to say. BitShares, nothing to say. It's testing this support line, but it broke, and it's probably going further down to its all-time low. That would be at around, let me count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 900 satoshis. Oof. And Siacon, nothing to say about Siacon. Steam, probably going further down. 0x, probably going further down because it broke the support line, made a pullback to the support line, is testing this other support level here. If it breaks the what is that, 10,000 Satoshi level, it will probably go down to 7,000 Satoshi level. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros in the left makes 7,000 Satoshis for that. Maker, we don't have codes for Maker, I don't know why. And we're talking about Bitcoin Diamond now, which is testing its all-time low. Eventually, nothing to say about Bitcoin Go Nano. So Nano, it's testing its resistance line in an upward flag that if we go to the 60-minute, will be showing us an upward, an ascending triangle. So I'm keeping an eye on that, and if it breaks this level, I'm buying, probably putting my stop below 0.0028. That's 28,000 satoshis, right? Waves, back to daily chart. Nothing to say about waves. DG down, DGX down, flagging down, going further down, probably testing, kissing its all-time low at 0.005. Now we don't want to see that because it's with low liquidity. And before the last one, True Chain, I think it might have had a pullback to its former resistance line. If it reverses from here with a good candlestick, maybe producing a hammer today, we could consider that. And then we go to the 60-minute and take a look at this resistance level, right? And finally, my friends, Walton Chain, back to the daily chart. It's going up. It gave us already a flag. The moment to enter it would have been 2 days before, right? Whenever it broke this resistance line, it produced this reversal. Where did it produce this reversal? Just right after breaking this very important support level. Why is it so important, Fausto? Oh, well, because the market, whenever it reached there, it went up by 868%. Right? So that's why it's an important support level. So it broke the support level, and immediately after it produces us a reversal that was informed by the market, because it first gave us a hammer, then it went down again, and then it engulfed everything, produced a flag, and escaped from the flag. So I think Walton Chain is going to test its resistance level, and that means it's 60% upward movement. Okay, so my friends, long video, but we covered, as you've seen, 40 coins, right? Thank you very much if you watched the video until here. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing the channel and clicking the bell to be advised whenever we launch other videos. And if you're with us for some time already, you like it, give us a thumbs up, put it in your social media, and help us, because we're in this contest with Bitcoin to see whoever reaches 100,000 first. Okay, help us. Thank you very much. See you next time.